step out to use the restroom, you won't be able to come back in until we take a break. All right? So just want to give everybody a heads up.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it now. Well, they've got HDMI cords on both of them.
Yeah, so I didn't know which
He
one.
might be.
Whose computer is that?
That's his.
So I can switch. Let's see. I'm sorry, blanket.
So I basically have this as a screen that I'm working on, showing everything so that no one can see that.
Only if we turn the TV off. We can turn the TV off and turn it back on when we need it.
Right, I got you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Supposed to switch to the defense table when you push this button here. It might be. Let's see.
Here, let me see something.
Because the center down there has a light on it.
This could be.
signed in to distribute. All good, as far as we know, got thumbs up. Thank you. Trying to get organized.
Not all. Here we go. Got it.
Good, all right. For those of you non-media folks, I met with the media last weekend, yesterday. They've organized the courtroom to record, present proceedings. Cameras and mics will be off. We take breaks. Because we've got a large crowd, I intend to take a break. And I'm going by that clock. Whatever time it is, I'll say we're going to resume that probably 15 to 20 minutes later on that clock. Well, that clock's right or not, I'm going by that clock. Or please be back in your seats by this minute. I'm going to try to keep the case moving, but I can't have an indefinite break. That just slows things down. So we're going off that clock. We'll give ample time for everybody to get in and out. The lawyers have worked really hard on this. Families have gone through all this. But so if anybody will have difficulty listening to the testimony, I don't know what's coming. But I don't want emotional outbursts. I don't want any signs of agreement, disagreement. It's kind of like the Masters.
There's some groans in the Masters, Judge.
I know. You miss a putt, you miss a putt. But I don't want that. If the court, when the court courtroom must be maintained for everybody's benefit, both sides. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. If you can't maintain your decorum, I may ask one of the deputies to see if you can recompose yourself before you be allowed in. Now, I'm certain the deputies told you, because this was my instruction. It's distracting to me. We got a courtroom full. Got a lot of folks up here making presentations. And I need a clear court record, and Ms. Weaver's here with me, and she's taking down everything we're saying. If you need to step outside the courtroom, just exit on. I will not let you back in until the break. Because it's distracting to me. I see everything from up here. Nobody's really behind me other than my law clerk. And so if somebody's moving behind the lawyers might see it, but I'm seeing it, and that's distracting. It bothered me the first time after lunch, and I've seen it 20 times. It's hugely distracting, so I just don't allow it. Just to keep the courtroom more organized. We're taking breaks. Won't be a problem. Won't be kept in here till lunchtime. We'll take specific breaks is what I need to say. So those are my preliminary instructions to the folks that haven't cleared my courtroom before. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have groups of attorneys. Plaintiff ready to go.
Plaintiff's ready, Your Honor.
Defense ready. All right. As I understand how this works, there's been a motion for immunity under the standard ground law, providing the defense's motion. The defense is up first.
Just one point of
Please,
clarification.
court.
One point of clarification. So in the caption, obviously, Mr. Boyd's named first, and they made their motion first. There's two motions. Do you anticipate that both defendants will go and then I will go?
Did y'all discuss that?
Well, we haven't discussed it with Mark, but I would assume that's the way that it would work.
That's fine.
I'm not done if you were done the standard ground, but that makes sense to me. Y'all both put up, whichever order you wish to go, and then he gets to respond.
And one other question which we haven't discussed, but I thought about was the idea that that we and Mr. Moss can cross-examine the witnesses that we call, as well as Mark. In other words, if when Mr. Moss calls a witness, Mark cross-examine him, we could cross-examine him as well.
What's that, Mr. Chairman?
Well, they got a joint defense agreement, so I don't think it would be appropriate for Mr. Martin to lead Mr. Boyd or Mr. Moss to lead the co-defendant when they're working together. I think there are clear rules that dictate when you can lead and when you can't, but that's what I think they're trying to do.
Well, I would respectfully disagree with him.
Okay, well, help me understand, then maybe I don't.
Yeah, I mean, how are your clients hostile to you?
Our clients, Your Honor, for the purposes of this hearing, are aligned in interest. That's a fair statement. They have a joint defense agreement. But it wouldn't take one piece of testimony, and they can certainly come out first. And they have reserved the right to come out. And Mr. Lee will speak to that on behalf of Mr. Williams' attorney. I've received that communication from Attorney Lee. And I'll let him address that. But our clients are not completely aligned for the whole case. They're aligned for this motion.
All right, well, here's what concerns me, and I'm gonna comment on this, and y'all respond to that. Y'all are going first, you call one of the two gentlemen in the caption. Seems wholly unfair to me that y'all get to lead them from the get-go. And I think if you didn't do that, you gotta go through the normal examination, and he gets to cross, then perhaps you get to come cross-examine on the backside. That seems a little fair to me, but
That's good, Judge.
cross-examination is always described when it's leading as you're testifying to a witness. I like to hear from witnesses, not lawyers. So that's my goal. So to that end, how does my plan sound?
I got you. I understand, Judge.
The only other thing, Your Honor, is obviously I had made a motion related to the SLED information that we were provided last week. That is the download speed GPS information from my client's decedent's phone. That we agreed to mark confidential because of the short time in trying to get the information. It is not confidential. It should not be a part of the consent confidentiality order, and I would ask the court to designate it as not being confidential.
To the extent you bring stuff up in here, that's to be published on the media. I'm gonna reserve the right on the rest of it till I have a better idea. It's kind of like you mentioned for me. Can I sit on it all day unadvised, defer?
I doubt it. They got a big map. It's got all the speed information in it. They've got the braking events. It's got everything in it. So, I mean, we're going to be talking about it for extensively, but
It's testified to, and that's not, all that's not confidential. I just don't know what part may be confidential, but bring it all in.
Well,
Your phone, right?
it is my phone, and we gave it to SLED with consent, with the understanding that SLED would give us our property back because it's tied up in the state grand jury. We are not allowed to get it back at this point in time, which is why I had to come to your honor to get it. So it is ours. We gave it to SLED to get the download, to do the download, and it is our information. Does not pertain to them. It's not its medical record. It's done.
We don't take the position that it's confidential, and we, of course, we reserve the right to decide what we're going to call it as we go along, but we do have a presentation, animation of sorts that is derived from that information from Mr. Spivey's phone, and but I don't think there's a problem with it being confidential.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Moss, you
Your Honor, I don't think it's confidential either, once it's displayed in this courtroom, but I think it should be, the data should be presented in this court first, and not in the media first. And to that extent, I think it is confidential, but once it's released in the testimony, then I think it's wide open. It is subject to the court's testimony.
once it's testified to, the report's got more, it's gone.
Yeah.
Now, the part of non-introduced, I don't know about that.
Well, there's not any other parts, but I was addressing.
It's all in, I mean, it's gonna go into all the talk about that money. But,
Yeah, the reason I raised it was we had discussed, like medical records, for instance. I would approach that. We won't publish them on the board. They will be handled differently than this information will.
okay, very good. So, the information on funds,
Not.
not confidential, be using this here to whatever extent y'all want to use it.
Thank you.
And y'all prepared part of your presentation with that information.
Correct.
Fair enough.
All right, and Judge, the last point before I'd like to make a brief opening statement in the matter is that we talked about it back there, but the witnesses are, some of the witnesses are in the courtroom, haven't sequestered anybody. I don't think that's necessary, but I just wanted on the record before we actually start that we haven't sequestered any witnesses.
Mr. Moss, you good with non-sequestration?
I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Stinson?
Yes, sir.
All right, I go along. If somebody has sequestration, I get it. Y'all are asking not, I'm going along with y'all's case. So the witness is not sequestered. For those of you who don't know, it means they'll be in the courtroom and listen to each other's testimony. Normally, sometimes they can be excluded, don't get the benefit of hearing other witnesses' testimony. That is not the law, the lawyers agree not to lie. Fair enough, no sequestration rules.
Okay, good.
All right, you want to make an opening statement? Mr.
I do.
You want?
I'll respond to it. Yes, sir.
Fair enough.
All right, Judge, please the court. Let me say again for the record that O'Brien, Martin, and Robert Lee and I represent Bradley Williams, who is seated here at the table beside Mr. Lee. Bradley's 36 years old. Well, let me back up before I talk about him and say, so that we're clear for the record, that this is a hearing on our, and that is the defense motion, to assert our privilege and right to a stand-your-ground hearing and ruling from the court on whether or not the civil suit can continue or whether or not that lawsuit ought to be dismissed because Mr. Williams was standing his ground at the time that this tragic event occurred. And so with that, it is in many ways a mini trial of sorts. I know that Your Honor has presided over many stand your ground hearings, and I've participated in many too, probably. And so I know that you know the law, and I'm not going to try to belabor that law, maybe talk about it more later than I do now. But it is simply, as you know, an extension of the right to self-defense, that the legislature codified the castle doctrine, which has always been a part of the common law, that says somebody breaking into your home, that you don't have to retreat, that you can defend yourself and kill them if necessary. And the stand your ground law extended that to places beyond the house, including where you work, your automobile, and a place where you have a right to be, if you are not acting unlawfully, and if you were without the fault in bringing on the difficulty. And again, you got to go down and establish that you are entitled to a finding of self-defense. We will go through all of that with the court when I think probably more appropriate to deal with the law aspect of it. But first of all, obviously, you got to know the facts. The facts dictate what the law will lead you to in an ultimate decision, and so you got to get the facts right. And I know you've heard some things about this case. There's probably a lot that you haven't heard. I think you will learn a lot in these presentations from both sides. But I want to say to the court that it is the facts of what we have to deal with. The journalistic engine that has been created since this event occurred has got oxygen off two basic premises. One is that Weldon Boyd and Bradley Williams, since he was riding with him, chased Scott Spivey 9 miles, and then they shot him in the back. Both of those are wrong. They're incorrect, and they are illusions that I believe have been created by the delusion of the followers of Mr. Spivey. We'll show you those two premises are not fact. Now, first of all, we want the court to understand there are some differences between Mr. Boyd and Mr. Williams with regard to the facts to this case. Primarily in that Bradley was not driving the car at any time, in terms of the word chase. Everybody likes that word. And at the same time, he made no decisions about the speeds that were driven, and he made no decision about turning onto Camp Swamp Road. And we believe that the evidence will be clear that he is entitled to a finding of immunity. But we believe that the evidence will show you, and I want to outline it for you briefly because hopefully it will help you as you try to listen and figure out what's important and what's not. But we think the evidence is going to show you at the end of the day. First of all, these two vehicles were 4 miles into this 9-mile stretch from Bell and Bell car dealership to Camp Swamp Road before they encountered each other. They were 4 miles into it. We believe the evidence will show, and I'm pretty good at figuring out what the evidence is when I finally take a look at it. So there's no 9-mile chase. There's 4 miles where Mr. Boyd and Mr. Williams are riding down Highway 9, pulling the trailer, and there's no interaction at all with Mr. Spivey. Then there's 2 or 3 miles where there is interaction between those two vehicles. And then there's about 2 miles where there is the following or the pursuing, whatever you want to refer to it as, of Mr. Spivey's vehicle by Mr. Boyd. So there's no 9-mile chase of Scott Spivey. That's just wrong. And whatever your decision is, it ought to be based off the facts, not what some people want it to be, or what they want the facts to be, or that those rose-colored glasses they're looking through lead them to believe. The evidence will show that before Mr. Spivey ever encountered Boyd and Williams, that he was already road raging, or whatever you want to call he was doing. The evidence will show you that throughout this 9 miles himself, that he was pointing a gun at least 4 different people with a specific point. In addition to that, he was brandishing, waving, holding out the window, playing with, whatever you want to call it, that pistol. Loaded Glock 9mm pistol, and I say it was loaded because it was loaded when he jumped out with it on Camp Swamp Road. He's waving that gun at people. He is, before he ever runs into Boyd and Williams, he's driving his truck on Highway 17 and then on Highway 9 at speeds that are 35 or 40 miles an hour over the speed limit. On Highway 9, before he sees any of these people, he's driving that truck at speeds between 85 and 95 miles an hour. So I say that, Judge, because the evidence will show that the speeding and the bad driving was because that's what Mr. Spivey decided to do. The old solicitor Jim Dunn used to say, whatever he did on the road that day, he did for reasons that were satisfactory to himself and himself alone. He instigated it, he started it, he sustained it, he kept it up, and that was him. Everybody else had to react to Mr. Spivey that day. He was, for lack of a better term, as my mother would have said, he was a holy terror that day. Nobody caused it. We don't know why. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the course of the hearing can tell you why. But he was. The evidence will be from the witnesses we call that he started early in this near Bell and Bell at Colonial Charters, pointing a pistol at a young lady named Blaze Ward, who was so upset about what happened that she monitored him herself throughout this probably 8 miles for her. She followed him. You was hearing her testimony. She thought that she needed to keep up with him. She, ways into that drive, called 911. That'll be one of the first pieces of evidence that you hear. And she says, he was the one causing the trouble. You're going to hear further testimony that just after that he pointed the gun at an elderly couple, forced them off the roadway, witnessed by one of the witnesses that we will call. She decided she needed to follow him and pursue him, that he was dangerous on the road that day. And along there is where he took off and reached these speeds of 85 and 90 miles an hour there by Living Water Baptist Church and the river, Walkamaw River, in that area there. It was after that then that he came up and ran up behind a witness, Mr. Terry Wright, who will testify, and who Mr. Wright had been following Weldon Boyd and Bradley Williams along that roadway number 9. And again, I'm going to tell you that the best you can determine from all their testimonies, they're about 4 miles into this 9-mile stretch before these guys ever see, or Mr. Spivey ever sees these guys. And that at that point in time, that there is what the testimony will be, erratic, fast driving, pulling up behind, slamming on brakes, bouncing around, going left, trying to get around this track that might have been heavy in places, at least moderately so. And that eventually Mr. Spivey shot around the cars, got in front of, beside Mr. Boyd, and that's where the testimony would be from Bradley Williams, somewhere in that vicinity. He pointed the gun out the window at Bradley. Again, for reasons known only to himself. But nobody was bothering him. And as we know, before I forget it, he had earlier that day, maybe this is something to do with why he was doing what he did. He had been at Boardwalk Billy's Bar and Restaurant, and he had been drinking. And there's a bar tab that we will introduce into evidence with some 12 drinks or more. Beer, fireball shots. Probably didn't drink at all, or he'd have been at a higher blood content than 13. But he had enough of it to be full of himself that day, frankly. And so he had left Boardwalk Billy's, went down Highway 17. We don't know where he might have went before that, but then he's down Highway 9. When he runs into them, then he points the gun at Bradley Williams. And for the next couple of miles, there is what our clients and Mr. Terry Wright, frankly, will tell the court, that there is a continuous messing with of Mr. Williams and Mr. Boyd by Mr. Spivey. I can only envision, as I hear some of it, a little bit, the Daytona 500 was yesterday, and back when I paid any attention to that, you know, Dale Earnhardt would try to block Ricky Gordon, and they'd be back and forth. That's what I envisioned was happening on the roadway. Mr. Spivey would shoot around in front. They tried to move right, he'd move right. Move left, he'd move left. And this went on for a couple of miles. Finally, Bradley started taking pictures of his vehicle, and you'll see those pictures. They'll come out. There's some of them got the gun in them, some of them don't. Now, as they're doing that, there's what these speed guys will refer to as brake checking events, where an automobile is going along at some speed, be it 60, 70, 80, 50, and then all of a sudden it decelerates from 80 to 49 miles an hour. You may well see that as evidence in the case. And one of those led to Mr. Boyd being forced off the highway with the trailer he was pulling into the median. And obviously a very dangerous move. He could have lost control. He could have gone into the oncoming lanes. It was a grassy median, hit somebody else head on. But he saved it. He got it back on the roadway. But that went on for several miles. Back along, and Blaze Ward herself is following all this, going along the same way. She sees that, she calls 911. That's to hear you call. After that, Weldon Boyd calls 911. And of course, you will hear that. But what I would say to you is that he is explaining to the court, I mean the 911 people, what's going on and the need to get somebody, an officer there, to get this guy off the roadway. And it's from that point on, as I think you probably know from listening to some of it, there's a couple of miles, and in this area there, the speed of Mr. Spivey, we know his speed because we got his data off the cell phone, for maybe a minute, a mile, I don't know, you can discern that, reaches well over 100 miles an hour. 100, 105, I think there was one at 113 miles an hour. Again, those are choices. He's driving in that manner. Now they're going to say, well, that Boyd and Williams chased him. Okay. And so they might have been, I don't know how fast they were driving. We were not able to get any cell phone information from their phones that would show any speed because the phone simply didn't retain it or what wasn't gained in time. But after that short stint of very fast driving, the last 2 miles of this ride are back at road speed, 60, 70, 50 miles per hour, before the turn onto Camp Swamp Road. Blaze Ward, I tell you this, I don't know how fast we know how fast that electronic information is correct. I'm not sure what's correct and not correct with all this electronic information that we can derive from analysis, but apparently everybody believes in it. Whatever the speed was, Weldon here did stay within eyesight. And Blaze Ward, little blonde-headed Blaze Ward in her Altima, Nissan Altima, she stayed in eyesight and contact with him because she said somebody needed to get that guy off the road. So she's there. And so at that point in time, there is a turn into, onto Camp Swamp Road. Mr. Spivey makes that turn. And then the testimony that you will hear is that, in that testimony from a guy named Frank McMurrow from Weldon, from Bradley, and that obviously is where the shooting took place. So, Mr. Spivey turns in, he abruptly stops. Weldon Boyd turns in that road behind him, sees that he stopped. He stops some 75 to 100 feet behind him. Didn't pull right up on him, saw him, stopped as quick as he could. And then Blaze Ward is behind them, and she makes the turn into Camp Swamp Road. Doesn't get very far because the trailer that Weldon is pulling is almost back to number 9. But she was able to get in there. And so the testimony that you will hear from that point on is that Mr. McMurrow will say that he's approaching Camp Swamp Road. Strike that. He was approaching number 9 on Camp Swamp Road. And that he saw the black truck abruptly stop in the roadway. A man jump out with a pistol drawn. He is in the roadway. He says that he's got the gun. He can tell that the slide is back. He's approaching, and then he sees the white truck. And then he's all over the place, really, but you hopefully have all of his testimony and you can discern. But the salient facts don't change, and that is that Mr. Spivey jumped out with a gun, and that he was yelling, according to McMurrow, "Stop following me." And he had his gun, and there was a lot of questioning of McMurrow about, well, what did you say? Did you see him? Your statement says he raised the gun. Well, he tried to back up on that a little bit. I don't know why. But he said, well, he had the gun out, and he had it by his side, and he started a slight upward movement, and that went round and round. But it doesn't make any difference. The salient point of what he said is he jumped out with a gun. He had it in his hand. He was facing the white truck. He was yelling something at him, and that he had that gun in his hand, and he started to raise it. That's the basic aspect. He does not say that he saw Mr. Spivey point the gun at these two. But he says that he don't know who shot first because he is driving by. You got to remember, part of what he says he saw is he's looking in the rearview mirror trying to push his wife down so she don't get shot. But it's strikingly strange that one thing he does is as soon as he sees this guy out with a gun standing in the middle of the road, he says that he's immediately worried about his wife's safety, so he's pushing her down. So it don't take you long to figure out a man waving a gun, you better be scared. That's exactly what Mr. Spivey was doing. Again, for reasons satisfactory to himself, he stopped in the highway. Murrah says that Weldon Boyd and Bradley, of course, again, Bradley weren't driving, couldn't get around Mr. Spivey because he was coming down the road and they would have collided. So, the testimony you will hear from the witnesses, and then these two witnesses, Mr. Spivey and Mr. Williams, will tell you their version of what happened, which will be, as you see, that he was out, he had the gun, he did raise and point the gun, and he shot, and they immediately shot back. You will hear my client, Bradley, here say, back up, Weldon, when they got there. Back up, Weldon, back up. And again, I'll say again, Bradley was driving. Bradley didn't follow, chase, pursue, or use any word you want to use to do this. He didn't turn into Camp Swamp Road. He was driven to the site where a man who had already pointed the gun at him and harassed him is out again with a gun. The shooting occurs. And that's exactly what went down. The other testimony will be, that I want to talk about, is shot in the back. Well, he weren't shot in the back, as you and I and everybody in this courtroom would understand that. He weren't shot, stand up, he weren't shot in the back. You got me? He weren't shot in the back, so it went through the back, out the front, there you go. No, that's not what happened. What happened is, he is shot under what is called the ancillary region of the body, or the armpit, which is right here. Now, it is maybe what you might technically say is the back, but no, it ain't the back in the real world. It's right here under this armpit, and it travels through the body, never leaves the body, and is found in this pectoral muscle on the left side. It is consistent with when he got out of that truck. There's a question about did he shoot outside the truck or not shoot out the truck. There was one shell casing found outside the truck as evidence that it was shot outside the truck. That was all that was found, but we will present evidence that multiple cars went through this crime scene before the police had a chance to get in there and do what they needed to do. But whether, and I don't think anybody knows for sure where Mr. Spivey was hit. But the pathologist and the autopsy report and the medical personnel will tell you that the shot is consistent with being shot while the arm is raised. It's obviously, we know that Mr. Spivey was out of the truck. He got back into the truck. We knew he was actively involved in the shootout because there was a shell casing outside the truck. There were 10 more inside the truck. 9, 10, 11, I'm not sure, those numbers mix up. But clearly, he had, before he died, he emptied the magazine in that .40 caliber Glock he had. And he had within arm's reach 2 other loaded magazines with probably another 45 bullets in them before he died. And all of that can be debated in different ways, but those are the facts. Those are the facts. And based on that premise of chased him 9 miles just so he could run him down and kill him, you're wrong. It's not fair. This is the place where we come to find the truth, and we would want you to find it here. We want all the facts to be laid out, any and everything. Hide nothing, show it all. Because it's clear that the evidence will bring you back to the idea that this is not anything but a clear case of stand your ground immunity. It ain't close, I will tell you. Actions of the Horry County Police in connection with this are part of a separate investigation, and I know that they would like to make it part of this case, but frankly, all the facts that matter happen before a policeman arrives at the scene. Got nothing to do with what happened here. Now, I appreciate your patience in listening to me, but I think it's important that not only you, but that everybody in this courtroom understand what the fact, and I hope they stay and see the evidence that is put on the witness stand that will support the argument that I have made to you. You know that this is a case in which the burden is on Mr. Williams, but it's only a preponderance of the evidence. And I've actually toyed with how to have a motion to dismiss, and probably will at one day if Your Honor were not to rule in our favor in this case. Because, again, all the conduct complained of as bad was not Bradley Williams. He, at the end of the day, Judge, Bradley here, who is 36 years old, married, 2 children, fine young man, from all I can see in the journal about him, works every day at a construction job, had come to Horry County to help Weldon Boyd, who was a friend of his, move some furniture and do whatever might come up over the weekend. He didn't know Mr. Spivey. He didn't know any of Mr. Spivey's family. He didn't know a thing in the world about him. He's minding his own business and finds himself driven to a place where a man has got a pistol out, pointing and shooting at him. He had no choice. You know that self-defense is built on the law of self-preservation, which is the strongest instinct a human has. It's genetic. You're predisposed that way. There's a desire to protect yourself. That's what Bradley Williams did. This law that you're dealing with is exactly what the legislature, I believe, intended to protect the Bradley Williams of the world in cases like this. And accordingly, we filed a motion to have it dismissed. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir, Your Honor, I want to supplement that. I'm not going to go into those same facts that Mr. Morgan spoke about, Ms. Martin spoke about, but I'm here representing Weldon Boyd. I'm proud to represent Weldon Boyd. I've represented Weldon Boyd for probably going on 10 years now. And he has been a bit of a lightning rod over the years with his differences of opinion with some elected officials in Horry County. And none of that's relevant to this case, but it is, and I'll explain shortly. Immediately after this case started, here come the conspiracy theories. Here come the conspiracy theories, and it wasn't just one or two, it was dozens. And this plaintiff, and this plaintiff's family, and those aligned with them, have chased every one of them. And they've shown up in pleadings. Okay? They've shown up as allegations and pleadings that there's no basis for. And so we were going to ask Your Honor to confine your review, as we know you will, to the evidence presented from the witnesses that were there. Now about that, we have a couple of witnesses, as you know, we've had a difficult time getting to participate in this case. A really hard time. Finally, and thankfully, they came to depositions, and that, you know what they did? They corroborated their statements made to the police within minutes after this incident. Now, these witnesses have been doxxed. These witnesses have been, I don't know what the word you want to use is, but they've been tampered with. Whether it's intentional or not, they've been tampered with by this. Okay? They've been tampered with by trying this case in the press. And so these witnesses are proud. Okay? And you'll hear, particularly Mr. McMurray, you'll hear him change his story a little bit from what he told law enforcement within minutes after what he saw. And within minutes after what he saw on a body cam recorded video. So you'll be able to see exactly what he told law enforcement within minutes before he had the opportunity to speak with anybody else. He didn't know my client. He didn't know Mr. Williams. He didn't know Mr. Spivey. He didn't know any law enforcement. But he stayed, thankfully, on the scene, and he told the law enforcement officers what he saw in his recording. And I submit to you that is the most credible and reliable information that you'll have. Same thing with Blaze Ward. Blaze Ward was doing what my client was doing. They saw a terror and a menace on the highway who reigned terror for at least 14 miles. Okay? Over 6 of which before he came into contact with my client. My starting place is a little bit different than Mr. Martin's based on this evidence that we just got last week. Okay? It shows that it's a longer reign of terror than we first thought in this case. She thought she needed to follow and get on the phone 911 because this man is dangerous. He's going to hurt somebody. That's what my client did. Now, I would suggest to you that this case is going to be primarily decided by you on standing ground principles based on the statutory elements as the court has adopted that statute. But there's another part of this, because there's going to be a suggestion to you, well, after this menacing terrorist on the highway pointed this gun at Mr. Williams, maybe they should have left him alone. Okay, maybe they should have just let him go on his way. And maybe they should have. Okay? But that's not what the law says. Okay? The law in South Carolina, as declared by our South Carolina Supreme Court, is my client had to do to follow this man and his law enforcement tools. Now, whether everybody would have done it, that's for them to decide. But my client said, this is a menacing terrorist. He's going to hurt somebody. Law enforcement needs to find him. Where is law enforcement? We're talking about 14 miles of a reign of terror. No law enforcement. You'll hear me now when anyone calls. His sole purpose was to get law enforcement to this man, to make sure law enforcement could find this man. Well, that's what Blaze Ward was doing. And so the suggestion somehow that my client is some person who's a fight looking for a location flies. I mean, that allegation is nonsensical when you compare it to this little 20-something-year-old blonde-headed petite girl who's doing the same thing. Okay? It's one of these theories that just doesn't make any sense. I submit to you that law enforcement needs citizens to step up and tell them what they're seeing and where they're seeing it, and to call them somebody help from law enforcement. The Supreme Court says that's what we have a duty to do. And so I welcome you to look at this evidence. I welcome you to hear from the witnesses. To also look at what the witnesses said that night before they were influenced by outside forces. And you'll make a decision, I know you will, applying the law in South Carolina. So I will end with that because Mr. Martin did a pretty good job of laying the facts out.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't remember the date we were in the other courtroom down there, and they were asking Your Honor to preliminarily rule, called it a motion in limine, rule that these statements that were collected by the police that they say don't have anything to do with this case is enough for you to rule on. And I argue not that you weren't competent to decide what you can consider and what you cannot consider in terms of whether they satisfy some hearsay exceptions, but that those words on those papers were not accurate. And I flipped to later in the statement, for instance, and I would show, Your Honor, that the words were not accurate. Now, Mr. Martin, I'm going to try to respond to all that, but I want to start there. He said, hopefully you'll hear the testimony. You know why he said that? Because they're not going to play it. They're not going to play Frank McMurrow's deposition testimony. They're not going to play Blaze Ward's deposition testimony that she gave on Friday, because what they said was, that's not accurate. And that what actually happened is Blaze Ward witnessed these two men chase him relentlessly, Scott Spivey relentlessly, like white on rice, from Colonial Charters all the way to Camp Swamp Road at a high rate of speed, so fast, Your Honor, that she wouldn't look down, that she wouldn't call 911. And he didn't even call 911 for 4 miles. He's a menace, he's a terror, 14 miles, and he chases him at 100 miles an hour before he even calls 911 to get up to 113 miles an hour. There was a menace and a terror, and it was the two people who were heard in the 911 call saying, we've got our guns out too. The very beginning of the 911 call. We can try this case on the words because the words matter, but it's their words. And the chase, and you've heard Mr. Martin do this in hearings, and you heard him do it again today. They want to get away from this chase word. Chase. For some unknown reason, Mr. Boyd was secretly recording his calls. I say secret because the people he's recording don't know he's recording. And so when this initially happens, there are search warrants. to get the phones. Well, Mr. Moss works out a deal that the Horry County PD doesn't get the phones. And they eventually work out a consent. They turn the phones over, and certain things are downloaded. Well, when they get downloaded by SLED, we have about 90 phone calls that Weldon Boyd made. One of those calls was September the 11th. The shooting is the night of September the 9th. September the 11th, 7:14 p.m. and 10 seconds. He calls his mother. They're talking about whether or not there's some connection. You're going to hear some testimony between Scott Spivey and Mr. Boyd's ex-fiance. And his mother says, and we've got this in our brief and it's in the record, did the guy think you were following him, Mr. Boyd? Oh, he knew I was following him. Me and you talking? His mama, confidentially. The biggest supporter he has in the world, his trusted confidant, in private, in their secret moment. He knew he had fucked up at that point because all the other cars slammed on brakes and was trying to get away from him. And I was like, he just ran me off the road and aimed a gun at Bradley's head. Fuck this guy. And I chased him. Oh, I was on his ass, and his truck couldn't outrun my truck. Chase is not our word, Judge. It's not the podcaster's words. It's not the media's word. It is Weldon Boyd's word. And he relentlessly, and this is what the testimony is going to show, he relentlessly chased Scott Spivey and murdered him. Now, I agree with Mr. Martin that there is a privilege and a right to stand your ground. But you cannot stand your ground when you're chasing somebody else's. You can't do it. Because you're not acting unlawfully. You're not acting without aggression. And you do not have a right to be where you are, because it's approximate cause analysis, and I know you know that, but the place where you have a right to be is not just some geographical place in the world, hey, this is a public street. No, sir. It matters how you got there, because how you got there determines whether you are without fault bringing on this difficulty. And when you chase someone, you are solely at fault. Blaze Ward follows. Yeah, she followed from a safe distance. I mean, everybody's been in traffic where you cut somebody off, you've done something unintentionally, some crazy fool behind you is throwing his hands up and he's cussing at you and he's flipping you off. And for a few seconds, it's terrifying. And you don't make eye contact and you keep driving. Now extended over 9 miles. The witnesses have Weldon Boyd interacting with Scott Spivey at Colonial Charters. It's about 9 miles. They then, according to the witnesses, Gail Graham, Wrights, there's an instance where Weldon drives off the road, immediately drives back on the road. You can hear lots of testimony about how fast his truck is, how powerful his truck is, and then they begin this relentless chase at speeds that go, in this first stretch, up in the area of 100 miles an hour. There's nobody that testifies that Scott Spivey flies by us going 100 miles an hour. That's not the testimony. The testimony is this is back towards Bell and Bell. It's about 10 miles from Bell and Bell. It doesn't happen at Bell and Bell. That's a 57 crossroad, but it's just right beyond that. And then you'll see when we get to the GPS information, you'll see. I'm not the smartest lawyer in the world, Judge. I know that. In fact, half the time I think I don't know what I'm doing. But I have never seen a road rage case where the road rager was being chased by an innocent person. When you see those videos on the internet of road rage, some fool's coming up and he's beating your side mirror off, he's pounding on your door. He's trying to get you, not get away from you. Your father had a case, State versus Hendricks, 1978. The Supreme Court ruled that a withdrawal from aggression, let's assume that there's some aggression by Scott Spivey. And you'll hear Mr. Boyd tell the 911 dispatcher and every other person who would listen to him that he was trying to run from me. A withdrawal after aggression, which was communicated either by his actions or his words, would restore his right to defend himself. And in that case, this is the case with the tomato patch that had the words, "You and I are going to fight." And I really thought that your father's client had some fault in bringing on the difficulty, because when he goes down that road, I forget the guy's name, where he lives, well, it's obviously it's Hendricks. He passes him in the road. And Hendricks, who's drunk, gets out and he throws his arms up in the road. And I said, well, I mean, clearly he's instigating him, right? I mean, clearly there's nobody that lives down there, from my reading of the case anyway, you probably know. Nobody else lives down there, so this guy has come there, Hendricks has come there, obviously to instigate this. And then he goes back to his own property. He retreats. Yes, sir. That's right. And as a matter of law, your father was right. As a matter of law, he had a right, because he retreated, because he left. Even though he might have done something wrong, this is not a case about whether or not Scott Spivey did something wrong. That's an issue for another day with the jury and some comparative issue. They have the burden of establishing that they have zero, without fault, no fault. Not the dispatcher not tell me to stop chasing, even though I chased somebody before and I knew I couldn't chase them, which you'll hear that testimony from Mr. Boyd. Not that there was somebody else, none of that. And I read some of the orders that you've ruled on this issue, and I understand that there is a right to act on appearances from time to time. But that ain't this case, Judge. Because if you look at, and I've cited State versus Starnes, 2000 Supreme Court opinion where the Supreme Court ruled, that case there were two guys. And the testimony from the defendant was, he pointed the gun at me and it clicked and I shot. No appearance there. Not, I saw him digging in his pocket. Not, I might have thought I saw something. That's this case. This case is, he shot first. He shot fucking first. And that first lie is told by the innocent passenger who had his gun out too. You can't get away from the lie. And that's what you're going to hear with Frank McMurray. What he's going to stand up in that video that I'm going to play, and he's going to show Mr. Martin, when I say upward, he just turned, just like that. He just turned. He didn't point the gun. He didn't threaten them with the gun. He didn't raise the gun. He didn't do anything. And he said, before Weldon Boyd emptied his clip through the magazine, through the windshield, I don't even think he would have had time to load his gun and raise it up. That's the testimony, Your Honor. It seems to me that if there's a chase, the case is over. This motion's over. And that because you can't be without fault if you chase somebody. And that's why they don't want to talk about that word. I also don't understand, and I assume they're going to bring some of the police officers in here. One of the first things you're going to see is they're going to start with a bar tab. And Mr. Martin talked about how much alcohol that Scott Spivey had consumed that day. One of the things we did is we went and we deposed the manager of Boardwalk Billy's. Because, I mean, this is Myrtle Beach, right? All these people, tourism is a big deal, and they know how to serve responsibly. They're trained. They monitor. They monitor the number of drinks. And what you're going to see when they get that, bring that receipt in here, is that Scott Spivey was at that bar for 5 hours, and he was eating food. And that Horry County Police Department, after being called by Weldon Boyd, after the number 2 man at Horry County PD sending the right people to make sure he was taken care of in the shadows, sent somebody to Boardwalk Billy's to get the video. And they went down there, and they got about an hour and a half of the video when he was there for 5 hours. They didn't get it all. Why wouldn't they get it all? Why does he need Horry County PD to help him if he didn't do anything wrong? The video that they got, you'll see when it starts, he's got 1 beer, that he sits there for most of the time. And then he orders fireball shots, and he drinks those with 3 other men. And then he orders 1 beer right before he leaves, and he eats a cheeseburger. And I know that because you've said it, that criminal is your area more so than civil, but generally speaking, in a civil case, alcohol, consumption of alcohol, blood alcohol, would not be admissible without evidence of impairment. You know, they said, oh, it's not illegal to drink and drive. It's illegal to drink when your when your faculties are materially and appreciably impaired. What would that be? Well, you couldn't drive at 100 miles an hour through heavy traffic without running off the road, without hitting anybody for 14 miles. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. Their case is smoke and mirrors. They don't want all the evidence. They don't want to talk about the actual evidence, and that's what we're going to try to get you to focus on today. Shot in the back. In his deposition, Mr. Boyd demonstrates to me what Scott Spivey did. He gets out of his truck and he advances. Now, in the police station the night of, he doesn't say that. He has him in the door, just like Frank McMurrow does. Frank McMurrow says he moves, Weldon Boyd empties a clip. You'll hear it in the 911 call. This guy just emptied his clip through the windshield into this guy. Bullet goes in here, it's here. This ain't rocket science either. He gets into his truck. Now they describe, both of them, the innocent passenger who had his gun out too, who lied first, and the chaser. They describe this shootout where Scott Spivey advanced. There are no shell casings anywhere in that vicinity. There are no bullet holes in his front. But you're going to hear over and over and over again in these recordings, Weldon Boyd will say that I saw his shirt crumple, I think that's the word he uses, outside the truck, I hit him. In one call, he's going to say he slumped over. Slumped over. Slumped over. And he took pictures of him slumped over in the truck. The same way. It's impossible for the physical evidence to match their description, but it does match what Frank McMurrow says. And what Frank McMurrow tells this court is that on this day, for whatever reason, Weldon Boyd was having a bad day. No question about it. There was a text with his mama. She's never seen him this dark. He's lied about his medical history in relation to this. He just posted on Facebook listing the vehicle and the ring he'd just taken back, served his soon-to-be baby's mama with papers to get this back because they called off this engagement, and he pulls onto the road and he's mad. Then there's a relentless chase and a murder. Judge, this is not a standing ground case. This is a chase. This is a chase and you're going to hear, I don't know how many lies. I tried to count the lies. You're going to hear over and over and over again about their lies. Both of them. They lied in their deposition. You hear them narrating and coaching and orchestrating a story, tailoring their story to words that are close to what you've heard here today over time. But you know, there's 2 things that I think are the most powerful. You're going to hear the audio recording of the shooting. And we have an expert, the expert really, in gunshot acoustics, Dr. Maher. And there's a motion about this, and we're going to have to take this up at some point in time. But I think you're competent to hear that testimony, decide on that. They think you're not. But what Dr. Maher did is he analyzes the audio from the secret recording of Weldon Boyd. And because he shot first, right? He shot first. So is there a shot before that? There is not a shot. There is no shot. And not only is there no shot, there's none of the other indications that there's a shot, like, fuck. You'll hear in the testimony, in the recording, Bradley later says that. You don't hear Weldon Boyd drop his phone. You know why? He told 4 people, I had the phone on 911 to record it all. I intentionally left the phone on to record this. Now, he doesn't say these words, but the point is, when I killed him. He manifested this. He knew what he was doing, and he did it. He was back in his element, he was loving it, and he had a fucking blast. Those are all his words. But in the immediate aftermath of the shooting, Bradley Williams turns to him and says, God damn it, Weldon, why couldn't you fucking leave him alone? That's before the lawyer strategy, that's before the joint defense agreement, that's before anything. That's the reason Weldon Boyd's at fault. Now, I'm no criminal lawyer. I'm not ever going to be a criminal lawyer. A hand to one, all this mutual combat with the mutual combatants, they can all be charged. That's something for another day. But there is no question that Bradley Williams lied. There is no question that Bradley Williams says, I was in full agreement in his deposition to go along with this. 2 other things, Your Honor. I made a motion related to Weldon Boyd telling Bradley to delete our Facebook messages. Not only delete our Facebook messages, but if the police ask you how we communicated, just tell them we communicated these other ways. Don't tell them about this, and make sure you go back and delete this. And he did. And we got an order from Your Honor week before last, asking SLED to look, to search for those deleted messages. They did. They're not there. They're deleted. They deleted them. The poor innocent passenger, complete agreement. You'll hear him. He voices a question. Just delete this? Yep. Okay. Got it. Thanks. Yep. The final thing I'm going to leave you with, Judge, is you're going to hear the testimony that Weldon Boyd had a dash camera. And we know he had a dash camera because he told his baby's mama he had a video. But we really know it because he told his mama. And his mama says, but the video shows, and he says, I don't know. I haven't seen the video. Does it start too late? Does it cut off? I haven't seen the video. And Frank McMurray is going to testify that when Ken Moss called him, he told him that there was a video that cut off as Frank McMurray is pulling up, just before the shooting. There's no video, Judge. If you stand in your ground and you have the right to be where you are and you're a good Samaritan and you're a hero and they're going to march you down to the State House and they're going to give you a medal and a proclamation of bravery, the first thing you do when you get out of your truck is you say, hey, I got it all on video right here. You're not going to hear any testimony he said that. The only person he mentions the video to is his mama and his baby's mama. Thank you.
All right. I'm not being here for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm sitting here for an hour and 15 minutes. That's the perfect time to take a break. And I told you I'd be specific with that clock. 20 minutes till 11. I don't expect to get everybody in and out, but I'm going to be gracious and say 11 o'clock. Doors will be closed. Can't get back in 20 minutes.
hand, Your Honor. Correct.
All right, call your witness.
Your Honor, the defense would call Detective John Sotil.
Do solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give the court in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Sound good? Take the microphone, state your name for the record.
Detective John Sotile, the Horry County Police Department.
Detective Sotil, we got no jury in this particular hearing, so I'd ask you to address whatever your answers to any questions are to the judge directly.
Okay.
Detective Sotil, what is your current rank and position?
I'm a detective,
And where are you employed?
the Horry County Police Department.
How long have you been employed with the Horry County Police Department?
13 or 14 years now.
Okay. And as part of, tell us briefly, explain your duties and your capacity as a detective. What does that typically entail?
Well, right now I'm in the cold case unit where I just go over cold homicides that have gone cold, just try to find new leads and follow up on them.
Prior to that, let's say.
Prior to that, I was in the homicide division.
Okay. And when you get a call out for a shooting death or a suspected homicide, can you kind of explain to the court what your involvement would be?
If I get called out, then you just mount up and head out to the scene and start piecing it all together.
Okay. And back in 2023, on September 9th, were you called to a incident at Highway 9 in Camp Swamp Road?
I was not called out that night.
Okay. You did not go to the scene that evening?
I did not.
Okay, you had no involvement with any of the people that were at the scene that evening?
No.
Okay. What was your involvement in the case?
Monday morning, we have a roundtable meeting, and we discuss what happened, and people get assignments. They're told what to do, where to go.
You have a roundtable meeting with who?
Other homicide investigators, lieutenants, and sergeants, and sometimes captains there.
And at that meeting are assignments given out, so to speak? Would that be a good way to say it?
Yes, assignments, marching orders.
Okay. And what were you asked to do to assist in this investigation?
Certain people were tasked to go try to find videos of anything, video cameras in the area. And I was assigned from Highway 57 and Route 9. And we headed north from there, just looking for cameras.
Looking for cameras, you said?
Right.
Okay. Did you find any?
We found one on Highway 9. I did. It was at the Minuteman, and I don't know the exact address. It was Minuteman on Highway 9.
Okay. On the 11th of September, did you go to Boardwalk Billy's in North Myrtle Beach?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For what purpose did you go there?
Trying to find video of Mr. Spivey there.
Okay. I'll show you this map here. Could you point out where, from the judge, where Boardwalk Billy's has been marked here? Just so he can get an idea.
The lower right.
Okay, great. So when you went to Boardwalk Billy's, was there any security, did you request any security footage, or did you receive any security footage?
Yeah, we received some footage that showed the bar where Mr. Spivey was on the right. Showed the right side of the bar and a little bit of the going up each side of it.
Okay. Let's put up 31A. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 31A. Defendant's Exhibit 31B is just a continuation of that video. Could you describe for the court what this is we're watching?
This is the camera from inside Boardwalk Billy's.
Is Mr. Spivey visible in this video?
Yes, he just took a drink of beer.
Okay. Can you describe what he's wearing so the judge knows what he's looking for?
A green tank top and some sort of headgear.
Top left there.
Yes.
don't work on TV. And about how many hours of footage did you get there?
I don't know
Do you
exactly
remember?
how many hours of it. We
Okay.
requested some.
Did you, when you went there, did you specifically request certain times or certain hours?
I don't recall. We just found them on video and tried to get it all.
Okay. So when you requested the video, how did you end up actually coming into possession?
The manager downloaded it, started downloading. We saw it was going to take quite a while to download it, so we left and then came back, and then he gave us I think it was on a flash drive.
Okay. And what he gave you on the flash drive is what we're seeing here in court today?
Correct.
Okay. Did anybody at any point ever instruct you to only get certain portions of video from any of these places you went to?
No.
Okay. Your Honor, this time I enter 34, defendants exhibit 31A and B in evidence.
No, I mean, given this to here, no, I don't have any objection, but I don't know about the evidence part, but I agree.
So I'm clear, this is the whole video, you're showing me
That's correct, Judge. This video, there's no audio with it. It's an hour long. The second video clip, which is defendants exhibit 31B, is about 25, 28 minutes long. Instead of us sitting here watching it, I just wanted to play you a clip of it.
Second, okay.
Thank you, Judge. You mentioned a minute ago, well, let me go back first and ask you this. Were you also provided a receipt for Mr. Spivey?
Yes.
Okay. Can we put up defendant's exhibit number 31? Is this the receipt in which you received from Boardwalk Billy's?
Yes.
Okay. Can you read out for us what is listed on that?
Well, I can't see the numbers on the left. How many? Oh, that's better. Thank you. No, I think the top of the sheet showed it was from Boardwalk Billy's. There's 3 fireballs, 1 spicy tuna roll, 1, 2, 3 Miller Lights, another fireball, 1, 2, 3 more Miller Lights, 4 fireballs, 1 cheeseburger, 1 Miller Light.
Okay. What's the total on this bill there?
The total's $109.11.
And can you tell from looking at that when that ticket was created?
9/9/2023 at 12:10.
And what time was that ticket settled, does it say?
Same date at 5:06 p.m.
Okay. All right. You mentioned a minute ago that Boardwalk Billy's was not the only place you'd gotten security footage from. You mentioned the Minuteman.
Right.
Okay. And can you tell us again where that Minuteman was located? Do you remember?
It's on Highway 9.
It was on Highway 9, the intersection of 905.
I'm not sure the exact address.
Let me show you this. If you point out on here where it has been marked for the judge.
It looks like right here, right almost in the center.
Okay, thank you. You went to the Minuteman when you were able to recover footage from there. They were able to give you some.
Yes.
Okay, can we put up defendant's exhibit 34D? Ask you to watch this video and then I'll have some questions about it.
Sure.
Just briefly. Can you make it full screen, please? And this camera is facing Highway 9.
Yes.
All right, let's stop it right there. In that video clip, can you see Mr. Spivey and Mr. Boyd's vehicles?
Yeah, approximately, I think it's 17:53 and 24 seconds, the number up in the upper right-hand corner. You can see the black truck go by, and then shortly afterwards, the white truck go by with the trailer.
Okay. black truck belonging to who?
Mr. Spivey,
And the white truck with the trailer belonging to who?
Mr. Boyd.
Okay. I'm going to show you what's been marked as defendant's exhibits 34A and 34B. Take a look at those and tell me if you recognize those.
Yeah, it's Mr. Spivey's truck and Mr. Boyd's truck and trailer.
Let's put them up on the... And again, just so everybody, just so we're clear, the truck circled there belongs to who?
That's Mr. Boyd's truck.
All right. And next one.
And that's Mr. Spivey's truck.
And what's the time stamp on the top of that?
175324.
Okay. I'll show you what's been marked as defendant's exhibit 37C. Let's put that up. You recognize that photograph as well?
Yeah, it's from the video.
You recognize the car that's been circled
I
in
do
the
not.
screenshot?
I don't recognize it.
Okay, thank you. You watch, let's put 34D back up on the screen. I ask you to watch this one more time, Detective.
Sure.
All right, you can stop it. Does it appear to you, Detective, that both Mr. Spivey and Mr. Boyd are traveling at highway speed with traffic?
Yes.
Okay. What's indulgent tonight?
Yes, sir.
One last question, Detective. Do you have any personal connection or know Weldon Boyd at all?
No.
And how about Bradley Williams?
I don't know either of them. In fact, I didn't even recognize them in the club.
And Your Honor, I would move at this point to enter into evidence defendant's exhibits 34A, B, and C, and D, which would be the 3 screenshots we've just shown and the security video from the Minute Maid.
Any objection?
Well, Judge, again, given the nature of this hearing, I don't think it's technically in evidence. I think it is for your consideration, but I don't have any objection.
However you want to handle it, Judge, I just want to make sure I get back to you at the end of the day.
How
Yeah,
about
it's
the
incorrect.
purpose of the hearing is to be
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. No further questions, Detective.
Thank you.
Detective, I apologize. You got to answer any questions Mr. Tinsley might have.
not quite off the hook yet.
You have any questions?
I have none, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Moss, now, Mr. Tinsley.
So Detective, I'm deaf in one ear and I can't hear out the other. What did you say your last name was?
Sotile,
Spell it for me.
Sotile,
Okay, so you're on the homicide unit, right?
cold case unit now. I was out in the homicide unit at the time.
At the time you were on the homicide unit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many times have you been interviewed by SLED about this matter?
Just once.
Just once. Did they ask you to turn over any text messages or things that you had?
I turned over them to our public information officer. I don't know who requested them.
You believe after this case was closed, you turned over information to SLED?
Yeah, turned it over to somebody. I don't know who it went to.
All right. So Alan Jones was the detective that was coordinating your efforts on this day, correct?
He was the case agent.
He was directing you what to do.
Him and his supervisors as well.
Okay. And I want to hand you, so at some point in time, I'm going to hand you this. It's up here on the screen. And this is a text thread that was originally not included in any of the production by Horry County, but Horry County later found it. Maybe it was misfiled. Do you recognize that you're in that text chain?
I see a JS on the top there, so I would
Keep
assume
going
that
down, just your name. Scroll down. Scroll down.
Okay,
That's you, right?
yep,
Go put it out. So you send that photograph, you're at the computer with the view, and you text Alan Jones, is that him, correct?
yes.
And then you say they checked out from, what does TSC stand for?
Tractor Supply Company.
At 7:35. So you're not talking about Scott Spivey there, right?
I believe that would be talking about Mr. Boyd.
Right. But the picture where Alan Jones says, looks like him, that's what you're talking about in that photo, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And now, go back up. Amy Jackson was with you?
yes.
Go back. Come on up. I'm sorry, I didn't realize that you were going to be here. Let me look real quick. And who is Amy Jackson?
She's sergeant.
All right. It's the one with the receipt. You scroll down to the receipt. So you're there with her while she takes the picture of the receipt. And that receipt actually has been authenticated by Boardwalk Billy's, but that is the receipt, right?
It looks like it.
I think that earlier, that's the actual receipt that Mr.
That
Spivey
he signed, yes.
Okay. And in the video that you watched, you're aware that you only saw, or you all only got about an hour and a half of video, right?
I didn't check the times on it.
Oh, you didn't?
If there's an hour and a half there, there's an hour and a half.
All right.
So it's
But
over.
you're on the thread, and you see, got to the bar at 12:10, left the bar at 17:06, right?
Okay, yes,
You knew that day, that's how long you'd been there, 5 hours.
okay,
Yes?
yes.
All right. You knew it was important to get this information, right?
Apparently.
I mean,
yes.
you oftentimes want to get evidence that a victim's committed a crime, right? When you're doing your investigations. You made a face, right? That's not
Yes, sir.
typically the way you do it, is it?
Pardon me?
That's not typically what you all are looking for, is it?
I don't understand your
You
question.
don't typically go out and look for evidence that a victim has committed a crime.
I go out and look for evidence to support things. We're fact finders.
On this date, you knew that he'd been there for 5 hours,
Okay?
correct?
Yes.
You knew that you were there to get the video, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
And if we don't have the full 5 hours, whose fault is that?
I didn't download the video. I was supplied the video. I assumed it was all there.
But you didn't look.
No.
Okay. Why go get it if you don't even look at it?
We look at it when we get back to the police station.
When you looked at it and you realized you only had an hour and a half and 5 hours, why didn't you go back?
I didn't realize it wasn't all there.
Okay. The video that you did look at, you agree that you only see Scott Spivey in possession of a beer for a long period of time, sitting in front of him. He sips it occasionally, right?
I didn't pay attention to how much he was drinking. I just saw he was there, downloaded the video, and none of it.
The video that you have, he has a beer for a long period of time, and then he buys a round of shots that are on that receipt for the 4 people that are there with him at 4:16 p.m., right?
If that's what's on the video, then yes.
You don't have any reason to dispute that, correct?
No.
He didn't drink all those Fireballs. He bought 3 for the gentleman beside him, and he had 1, right?
If that's what the video shows.
Okay, you don't dispute it.
I do not dispute.
And then at 5:35, he leaves. That was what y'all should. He took a sip of that beer he's had in front of him, and he leaves.
Yes.
Okay. Now, the Minuteman you take it. Judge, I'm going to offer this as, I guess we'll just do plaintiff's one. This is the text chain of the murder, the homicide unit, correct?
Yes.
You want it all inclusive, all pages together?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You tell me what you're.
Judge has.
Oh, you didn't use those?
Not yet, no.
All right, for the record, for the purpose of this hearing, plaintiff is one to be considered.
Thank you. All right, Detective. Let's just confirm what we got here. So, this is the video in Defendant's Exhibit 34, A, B, and C that shows the various vehicles, right?
Yes.
The black truck is Scott Spivey. The white truck is Weldon Boyd. And we've stopped the video. It's an actual video, but we stopped it. So you can see where Scott Spivey's vehicle is in relation to Mr. Boyd's truck.
Yes.
Do you agree with me that, now this is the downloaded information from SLED, okay? And Bell and Bell's back here, Highway 57, you recognize that, right? And they
Yes.
showed you this Tractor Supply and all this stuff.
Yes.
You're familiar with the area, correct?
Yes.
And if the interaction between these two vehicles begins here, and they get to speeds of 80, 84, 96, I'm skipping a bunch, 91, 86 miles an hour, 69, and they're coming on in to get to Bell and Bell, do you agree that Mr. Boyd has to go at least as fast as Mr. Spivey to arrive at this point and be in that close proximity?
It appears all the vehicles are traveling the same speed on the road at the time.
At that point in time?
Yes.
At Minuteman, which is way up here, right?
Yes.
So if it starts way back here and they go through this high-speed area, this for, how far is that about? A couple miles?
I don't know.
Okay. You're familiar with the area though, right?
Yeah.
So Colonial Charters, cross the Waccamaw River, getting on towards Longs, 2 miles?
I don't know.
Long way, right?
I don't know how far it is.
Okay. But the only way that if Scott Spivey's vehicle goes speeds of close to 100 miles an hour, that Weldon Boyd's vehicle can be that close to him is if he goes that fast or faster to catch up with him and be in that close proximity that is shown in these photos.
All I can testify is what's on this video, and they appear to be traveling with traffic on the road at the time.
That's right. But you don't push back on what I'm saying either, do you?
I'm not going to agree with you, and I'm not going to push back.
You think there's a way he could not be following him at the same speed and arrive at the same time?
They're traveling on the road together, and he's behind them. They both appear to be traveling the same speed,
That's
along
right.
with everybody else.
That's exactly right. And they traveled at speeds of 80, 84, 96 miles an hour, 91 miles an hour, 86 miles an hour, getting to that point on the road, didn't they?
I don't know. I've never seen the speed
That's right.
reports.
But if assuming SLED's data is right, you would agree with me, wouldn't you?
If that's what SLED says, I can't disagree with that.
That's right.
I didn't make any of that report. I can't testify if it's true.
Thanks, sir. That's all I have. Judge, I'm going to mark that one as Exhibit 2. That's still photo, but it'll take us a minute to print.
Sure. Don't pre-mark Mr. Martin, no? You already got that one marked that evening.
We just stopped the video. He played the video, and so what we did was we stopped it, and we were going to screen grab that.
But was it a picture?
No, sir, he
Okay.
he didn't put them in the same photo.
Okay. So you want this printed out as a exhibit?
Exhibit 2, yes, sir.
All right.
She's printed it, we're going to have it. I'm just telling you for the record.
So that'll be marked as plaintiff's 2. This one. Okay. I see what you're doing. Let's do that. And so for the record, Ms. Weaver, there's a document being printed, it'll be plaintiff's 2 for purposes hearing, it'll be admitted, but it's not yet to you. That's what he just described in the video. Anything else, Mr. Martin?
Yeah, just a few follow-up questions. Detective Sotil, you, again, your involvement in this investigation was strictly to try to canvass the search for surveillance video,
That's right.
which you did,
Yes.
which you then turned over to the lead investigator, so to speak.
Right.
Do you have any other knowledge about the events that took place along this route?
Very limited. I
Do you
don't
have
know.
any idea how fast anybody was going?
I have no
Do you
idea.
have
how
any
fast
idea?
it is.
I apologize.
I have no idea how fast they're going.
Do you have any idea at what point on the roadway certain witnesses, defendants, deceased, all converge with each other? Do you have any information or knowledge?
No.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
All right, you may step down.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We would call Detective Michael Quick.
You solemnly swear that during the testimony you're about to give the court in this case will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Take a seat. You can turn back and state your name for the court, please.
Michael Quick, spell my last name Quick.
One moment. Madam Clerk.
Just give him that top of the rice.
Okay.
See what y'all do, get the youngest guy to figure out the technology. It's not always it. Stay
That's part
on,
of
young guy.
That's the way we can blame him, Judge, if it doesn't work.
I'm good, you gotta have somebody, I'm not gonna help with it.
All right. I know we just said it, but I think you may have said it again. But state your name again for us.
Michael Quick,
Okay. And where are you currently employed?
the Horry County Police Department.
And how long have you been with the county?
Almost 6 years.
Okay. And in what capacity are you employed with them?
I'm currently a detective in the homicide unit.
Okay. How long have you held that position?
2.5 years.
Okay. So back in September 9th of 2023, is that what you would have been a homicide detective in the homicide division then?
Yes, sir. I would have been new to the unit then.
Okay. And you're familiar with the incident that we're all here talking about today?
I am.
Okay. Did you respond out to Camp Swamp Road and Highway 9 on the 9th of September in 2023?
Yes.
Okay. And will you describe, and again, there's no jury here, even though all these lovely reporters are seated to my left, but if you would tell the judge exactly, describe for him how you came to be involved and what your involvement was on that particular night, the 9th of September.
Yes, sir, Your Honor. So I was sitting at home at my residence in Ayers, got a phone call to respond to the incident location in reference to a shooting, and there was a
I'm sorry,
deceased male.
Detective, I'm going to slow you down. She's got to write everything you're saying down, and you're going awful fast for her.
Got a phone call to respond to the incident location. It was in reference to a shooting. Once I got on scene, obviously we had a deceased male. My role at that point was to assist the lead detective, which would have been Alan Jones. I got there before he did, so I was briefed by the night watch commander about some of the facts that we had or some of the details of the incident that were made available to us. Once he got done briefing me, I then was told that we had 2 witnesses on scene. I interviewed Blaze Ward in my patrol vehicle. It was on body camera. Once I got done interviewing her, I was asked to take Mr. Boyd to our North Precinct. So I transported him in my police vehicle with my body camera activated. Once there, his attorney was also in the parking lot. I believe he followed behind me. So once we get there, they kind of went into our general work area for the patrol officers in that precinct. There's like computers and workstations. I left them in there. I walked across the hallway into the conference room there where there's a computer, and I typed out a search warrant for Mr. Spivey's vehicle. Once that was completed, I then went and presented that search warrant to Judge Mayers. Judge Mayers signed the search warrant, and then I took it to our M.L. Brown building, which is our headquarters precinct in Conway, where I turned the search warrant over to our crime scene detectives. so that they could start processing Mr. Spivey's vehicle.
And that was the extent of your involvement on that particular night?
Yes.
Is that correct? All right, sometime later, we just heard Detective Sotow just testify about, Detective Sotow just testified about the roundtable that you guys would have. So at some time later, were you asked to assist in other parts of this investigation?
Yes. So anytime we have a homicide, we do have what we call a roundtable meeting. That's just where the detectives in the unit who are at work that day will come together. Supervisors are usually there, and we talk about what all still needs to be done in the case so that we alleviate some of the workload off of the lead detective. I believe Sergeant Jackson requested that I go to the Highway 9 corridor and attempt to locate security cameras to maybe see the vehicles traveling down Highway 9 leading up to the incident.
Okay. And did you go do that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. As part of you doing that, did you stop by the Tractor Supply Company there in Little River?
We did.
Okay. And were you able to recover any surveillance footage from there that was relevant to the case?
Yes, sir. We saw Mr. Boyd and Mr. Williams checking out with stuff from Travis.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 26. Tell me if you recognize it, if this is the video you collected and what it shows.
Yes, sir.
And this is video from, tell us again where?
From Tractor Supply.
Okay. And what is it showing?
They show Mr. Williams and Mr. Boyd checking out with several items.
Okay. And this was recorded using your body camera or?
Yes, sir. It was on a body
Okay.
camera.
Can you see Mr. Williams and Mr. Boyd exit the store on this video?
Yes, sir.
Well, go back. Detective Quick, you said you recorded this standing in front of the display, the video player, and you recording a secondary copy.
Yes, sir. So
Okay,
it was either my body camera, Your Honor, or it would have been what we call axon capture on our work cell phones. It essentially does the same thing and uploads the video to evidence.com.
Prior video was retrieved by flash drive off the video system from the bar.
That's correct, Judge.
So it's a different way of acquiring this video. I got you. Make sure I'll follow.
Go ahead. Can you point out where Mr. Boyd and Mr. Williams are here?
Yes, sir. I believe that Mr. Boyd was right here at the door, and I believe that's Mr. Williams with the shopping cart.
Okay. Mr. Boyd has already exited.
He comes back though.
Okay. Can you see what it appears that they're purchasing there?
I can't really tell from there, but I know we later found out what they were getting.
Okay. And that brings me to my next question. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 27. I'm going to have Mary Catherine zoom in there for me. There we go. Back it up. There we go. What is this that we're looking at?
This is a receipt from the items that were purchased from that Tractor Supply.
Okay. And what kind of items are they?
Some a twin head LED work light, SUV floor jack, extension cords, some kind of flex straw, a multi-purpose funnel, self-lock tape measure, wildlife molasses, and then deer corn.
Okay. And does it tell us what time on that receipt they checked out?
It does. It says 5:35 p.m.
5:35. Thank you. Is there anywhere else that you went to look for surveillance footage that day on Highway 9?
There were several places that myself and another detective went to try to obtain video.
Where were they? Do you remember?
I believe one was a Sunoco on Highway 9.
Okay. Let's stop there. Were you able to get anything from that Sunoco?
We got very little video. Like the corner of the video is where you see Highway 9. So it's kind of a parking lot video, so you can barely see the highway up top in the top left-hand corner.
Yep.
We did have the owner send that to us to upload to evidence.com for the lead detective to look closer at.
Did you look any closer at that video?
I may have looked at it briefly. I knew that I was trying to get it uploaded just so it would be available to Detective Jones.
Well, to the best of your recollection, did it show Mr. Spivey's or Mr. Boyd's vehicles and what they had sent you?
I honestly can't recall.
That's okay.
And if I did, I don't even know what point in the video.
Okay. Where else did you go look?
We went down to a fireworks store.
Okay.
which was down the road on Highway 9.
Okay,
From the-
how about, we'll get to that, how about, let's start further back at the beginning of the route.
Yeah, so originally we went to Bell and Bell.
Bell and Bell, and that's a GMC dealership in Little River?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And were you able to recover any footage from Bell and Bell?
We were.
Okay. Let's show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 32A. All right, you recognize this?
Yes, sir.
All right, what is it?
This is security cam footage from Bell and Bell dealership.
And this camera is facing what highway here?
That would be Highway 9.
And the oncoming traffic is coming in what direction? Away from the beach or towards the beach?
The traffic coming towards us is going away from the beach.
Away from the beach, okay. I'm going to let this run. And when you see any vehicles that you recognize, if you'll just ask us to stop it and let's talk about it.
Okay.
Stop it.
All right, why are we stopping here?
I believe that's Mr. Spivey's black truck.
Mr. Spivey's black truck. I'm going to show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 32. We'll put that up on the screen there, Mary Catherine. All right, what are we looking at here?
So this is just a still shot of that video we were just watching. And the black vehicle with the red mark around it is Mr. Spivey's vehicle
Okay. And that's time-stamped at when?
at 5:48 p.m.
Okay, thank you. Mary Catherine, go back to the video. I'm sorry, 32.
32 playing, 32 with, because the video's A,
30,
correct?
32, this is 32, the video is 32A, Judge.
Okay.
Mary Catherine, let's play this video onto the end. All right, you can stop it, Mary Catherine. At any point in time, prior to Mr. Spivey passing by Bell and Bell or after, do we see Mr. Boyd's white truck and trailer on this video at all?
No, sir.
Okay, any indication that they were ever that far back on Highway 9 and had passed or were following Mr. Spivey at that point?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, I want to move on to the third place. You mentioned there was one last place that you had gone to look for some security footage. Where was that at?
That was a fireworks store off Highway 9.
Okay. And the fireworks store, do you know, or can you point out for the judge here where that, first off, show me where Bell and Bell is. I did not mark it on this map, but I'm assuming you're familiar with it.
Yes, sir. So Bell and Bell would be in this area right here, Your Honor.
Okay. And show us where the fireworks store would be on this route.
Be the Willard's Firework Factory.
Okay. I'll show you what's been marked as Defendant's Exhibit 32C. I'm sorry, that's the wrong one, Mary Catherine. Defendant's Exhibit 34. Sorry, 33A. I'll get it right eventually. Play the video, Mary Catherine, is what I'm looking for. All right, if you'll say stop when you recognize the vehicles come by. And Your Honor, just for the court's information, I would speed this up, but for whatever reason, the player does not allow me to. So I have to.
Stop.
Okay.
That may be a Ford.
You asked us to stop what?
It was a big black truck, but
Let's keep it rolling. And this camera is also facing what?
Highway 9.
And the traffic that's going away from us here is going to the beach or from the beach?
So the car's going towards the camera is going towards the beach. The car's going away from the camera going towards Lake Aner.
This is still going away from the beach, just farther down Highway 9?
Yes, sir.
Stop it right there. All right, you recognize the two vehicles in there, Mr. Spivey's and Mr. Boyd's vehicles in these shots?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Just so it's clear, I'm going to show you, and we can put up on the screen, Mary Catherine, Defendants Exhibits 33A and B. Would you identify for Judge Griffith here the two vehicles seen here?
Yes, sir. So, Your Honor, that would be Mr. Boyd's vehicle, the white one, and then the black one would be Mr. Spivey's.
And do they appear to be traveling with in traffic?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to show you, this is 33B. Go ahead, Mary Catherine. You recognize the vehicle in this image?
Is that Blaze Ward's vehicle?
Well, I'm asking you.
Maybe. It's been 2.5 years since
Does
I've
it
seen
appear
this.
to be consistent with the vehicle that she was driving that day?
Yes, from the best of my recollection.
And you interviewed Ms. Ward at the scene?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have Ms. Ward fill out a voluntary statement as well?
I did.
Okay. Court's indulgent.
Yes, sir.
Just a couple questions real quick, and then we'll move on to something different. But in this, if you look back here at Defendant's Exhibit 33A, is there a second white truck that you see there next to Mr. Spivey?
There's one closer to his vehicle, and then there's one behind it.
Okay. All right. And the night that you went out to the scene there, did you first respond to the actual intersection, the location itself, or did you go straight to where Miss Ward was?
I went straight to the incident location at the intersection of Camp Swap and Highway 9.
How did you come to interview Blaze Ward?
I believe the night watch commander or somebody else on scene from patrol pointed out that she either called 911 and or saw the incident or saw the incident.
Okay.
And so they had her stick around.
And so did you go to where she was in order to conduct that interview?
So by that point, she had already been back up to where kind of we were.
Okay.
So I just walked over to her.
So you interviewed her there back at the scene?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Your Honor, this time we would like to play the interview that Detective Quick did with Miss Ward. I don't know if
What is that? Exhibit number?
I don't have any objection to anything, not any of the evidence.
All right, well, I'll quit asking.
All right, so we're clear. We identified, I think, in this segment, exhibit 26, check out video report of traffic supply, 27, which is the receipt of traffic supply, 32A, which is video segment of Bell and Bell, 32 is the photos of the spine truck, 33 is video of the fireworks show, A and B are the two vehicles and one vehicle. All those are admitted for purpose of today's hearing.
Thank you, Your Honor, that's correct.
So like I said, I'll just have to quick, okay? I'm not the primary executive, he's on the race hill. But anytime we have something like this, pretty much multiple executives will come out and try to help them out, okay? So basically all we're gonna do is just kind of go through what you saw, heard, and everything like that, okay? Let me get you got your license? Yes, sir. Okay, thank you. Blades? Yes, sir. Okay. You still live on Hunt Street? Yes, sir. So please just kind of walk me through what happened, at what point you realized something was going on, and kind of what you heard and all that stuff.
Okay, so whenever I'm passing by Dillon Mill, right here on leaving out of North Myrtle, Little River, coming to my boyfriend lives back this way, so I'm coming to his house.
So he was off, like you wouldn't normally take a right when you're on camera, or
Yes, and I'll normally take this way or either 904 to go back home, just whichever I feel like doing.
Okay.
But anyways, he lives out St. Plain, so I was going towards him. So, as I was saying, coming from Bell and Bill, that's whenever he's passing me. And I'm like...
And he said, which truck?
Black truck.
The black truck?
Yes. White truck.
I just want to be clear, she just said that he's passed, that she first passed him where?
At Bell and Bell.
Okay. And again, I want you to show the judge exactly where she's talking about.
We right in that area, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right, keep it going.
Was already on in traffic, already ahead of us. So,
How can you describe how he was driving when he passed you at Bell and Bell?
yes, crazy, all over the road, in and out of lanes. Cause I'm like, what is going on with this guy with road rage? Like, that's what I thought at first. Then I catch up with him, so forth. I look over towards, I'm in the left lane, he's in the right. I look over on my right side, and I'm like, I just got a feeling. He's got his gun pointing towards me and goes, and points it at me. And I'm like,
So he did point the gun at you?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Do you know exactly where you were? Was it whenever he passed you at Bell and Bell? He was on the right side, and that's when he pointed?
So I'm already past Bell and Bell, and I'm passing Colonial Apartments. The light right there by the Colonial Apartments is literally right whenever he done it. We're going under the light, so passing right
Stop
there.
there, there we go. You're familiar with this area, so you show the judge on the map where she's talking about now. That light that she's speaking of after Bell and Bell. We keep referring to as Colonial Charters.
Yeah.
And I know this is zoomed out, but
I'm not like 100% certain or familiar with that part of the county, other than taking calls. But honestly, I don't know that I could point out
let me
where
say this,
Colonial
would you
Charters-
disagree with me that it's only one stoplight up from where Bell and Bell is?
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree.
Okay. All right, continue.
You said Colonial Apartments?
Yes. Charter Apartments. Sorry, I don't know
You're
what
fine.
So right there, right under that light is when he done it like that.
So
pointed.
you were in the right lane, he was in the left lane?
I was in the left lane, he was in the right.
Okay, so he pointed it right out the door?
Yes.
Okay.
So he's pointing at his driver window at me. And I'm like, what did I do to you? And I'm like, I'm not driving too slow, like I'm driving the speed limit, like why are you mad? So I'm just staying back because at this point I'm like, I'm gonna get killed.
Did he
So,
say anything?
no, I couldn't. I mean, we're going so fast, not so fast, but,
So when he did that, were you also rolling?
Yes.
Can you kind of give me a guesstimate as to how fast you were?
At my speed rate, I was going right at maybe 35-ish, because, I mean, I'm just taking back off. So I'm hitting right at maybe 35, and he, like I said, I don't know how fast he was going because he's flooring it in and out. The Bell and Bell light, he took off, and then it's like, just every chance that he could get to take off, he would.
Okay.
So,
Can you describe the gun?
like I told the operator, it's a pistol. So I'm thinking maybe it was black. My boyfriend has a Glock 19. It's kind of looked like that a little bit. So I don't know the guns too close.
I got you.
But it was something small like that. Nothing big, no rifle type of mess. But that, then he gets ahead of me. Then that's whenever I see the white truck because by that point we're coming up towards Long's, I think it's the Shell gas station, that if you're going towards, like I said, going back towards Long's, the Shell gas station that's on the left,
Yep.
right there is whenever they started, the black truck was literally in and out.
Stop it there. You point out here for the judge where she's describing that now. Do you recall?
I don't recall where that shell is.
Okay.
Right on top of my head.
This Shell station, okay. Well, let's keep playing.
Swapping lanes, and then he'd get in front of the guy in the white truck and he'd slam on brakes in front of him. And then at one point, right by the food line, right there in Long's, by the Minuteman, and
All right, let's stop it there. Could you point out for us where she's talking about on this route now?
Yeah. So, Your Honor, we're still on Highway 9. Once you come into the Lawns community, there's a food line on your left and another gas station on the left and then a gas station on the right, and that's another stoplight. So it'll be right in this area-ish.
Okay. So we've moved all the way up here now. This is where she's describing these interactions happen?
Right.
Okay. Continue.
big way or something like that. He ran him, the black truck ran the dude in the white truck off the road because he slammed on brakes right.
So Minuteman.
Mm-hmm. Between that and Food Line.
And they're still coming this way, right?
Yeah, we're still coming this way.
Okay.
So,
And that's whenever I'm sorry to keep
no,
cutting you
it's
off.
cool.
So right there, still coming towards yours on Highway 9.
Yes.
Minuteman is on your right.
Yes, and the blue line
Is on your left.
yes.
Was it at that stoplight, or were they coming through the stoplight, or is it just kind of somewhere right there?
Somewhere right there.
Okay, and that's whenever the black truck ran the white truck off the road?
Yes, correct.
All right, when he did that, did he run him off the right side of the road or the left side of the road?
So they were in the left lane, so he ran off the left side of the road. There should be like marks in the grass or something, I'm pretty sure too. Because, I mean, he just like, he would keep stopping in front of him, and I'm like, what is this guy doing? So anyways.
Who was stopping in front of him?
The black truck,
Okay.
yeah. The guy, like, not taking up for anybody, but literally taking up for him because, you know, the guy in the white truck was not doing anything. It's just the guy, I don't know if he's under the influence, if he had something going on, if it was road rage, but I'm like, why is he doing this to this man? Like, you know? And, anyways, ran him off the road, and I'm like, oh my God, because he's got this big trailer.
Yeah.
So that happened, then he's just basically in traffic with him the whole time, holding the white truck up, like not letting him switch out because he's in whatever kind of chaotic mood that he's in.
Right.
Then, like I said, I'm about to turn down this way, they shoot down this road, and I'm still on the phone with 911, and all I can think is, oh my God, they're turning down the same way that I'm turning down. So I'm getting about right here, almost about to turn, and I'm on the phone with her, and I'm like, he stopped. I said, he stopped dead in the middle of the road, and she was like, she paused, she's letting me talk, and I told her, at that point, I'm screaming because he's shooting. The guy in the black truck, I didn't see him get out because I'm kind of directly behind him, you know? And so I didn't see him jump out, but I seen just the glass going everywhere. It's bop, 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 and it's shattering. And then I hear something on my car, and I'm like, oh my God, I think he just shot my car. And she was like, get out of there, remain calm, just get out of there. There was a little red car in between me and that white truck. They took off. I guess they were scared, nervous. I almost crashed into them trying to get away, honestly. And I was like, I'm sorry, I threw my hand up, but I know he wasn't paying me no attention. He's trying to leave that scene like I was, you know. Not sure if it was a Nissan or not. It looked like an older little car. So it was a black male driving it, but he had nothing to do with any of this, you know.
All right, so let me, all right, so, no, you're fine.
I know it's a lot.
No, you were doing a great job. So, all right, so you're coming up here.
Yeah.
They both made the turn. So the black truck made the turn first?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I assume, like, maybe this guy's like me, maybe he had, or he's dropping off something with the trailer, I don't know, like, so I'm like, oh shit, like, they're going the same way, I'm like, and I did not expect the guy in the black truck to do that, but it's like, I didn't know if he jumped out, I didn't know if he leaned out of his window and just was shooting him, I had no idea, so I'm like, I just turned around and I'm talking to her, I'm panicking because this is traumatizing.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a normal thing for
and
people to experience. So, at any time did you see, did the white truck ever try to drive the black truck off the roadway? Was he, okay, it was more of, he was just trying to keep himself on the roadway?
Yeah, like trying to kind of stay back, but then again, like, what are you doing, you know?
Okay.
So it's really like, I didn't see the white truck causing any type of controversy, and I don't know either of these guys, I don't know who is what, because I didn't even know that was them sitting on the tailgate, because I was a nervous wreck down there, and I asked one of the officers, I said, I know you guys can't give out information, I said, I get it, I'm not, you know, I said, but is the guy in the white truck okay, because I've been worried about him the whole time, and he was like, no, and I just had to melt down again, because I didn't want nobody hurt, and of course they were, but, yeah.
Alright, so when they both turn on here.
Yeah, back to that, sorry.
You're fine. When they both turn into here, do you know if the black truck turned and stopped and then this guy stopped? Like, who stopped first, you know?
So, black truck stopped first, of course, because it's like he slammed on brakes, because like I said, I'm slowing down, of course, me and the other car. We're right behind each other, though, so that's why we're like right on top of them.
Right.
Because it's like, dude in the black truck, white truck was already in right lane, so he could turn.
Yeah.
Black truck jumps in front of him, turns too.
Okay, alright, so from what you're saying, it sounds like the black truck maybe didn't have any business turning down this road, but he saw the white truck slowing down to make his turn, and that's whenever he jumped in front of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm assuming, like, I don't...
Detective Quick, I want you to, because the way she is describing it, I want to make sure that the court understands. Can you explain to the judge exactly what she's describing there at Camp Swamp Road?
Yes, sir. So, Your Honor, the way Ms. Ward explained it and the way I understood it was that Mr. Boyd, who was in the white truck, was about to turn, so he had started slowing down to turn right onto Camp Swamp Road. And then Mr. Spivey, who was driving the black truck, she says comes from the left lane and cuts over, gets in front of him, and then comes to a stop on Camp Swamp Road after they both made the turn.
Okay, I want to stop there. Let's, if we can, see if we can back that up just a little bit. I want to listen to that part again. Because I think, I mean, you listen to it and you tell me this was your interview, these are her words. I'm not 100% certain that the white truck she's talking about there is Mr. Boyd, but let's just listen to it again and see.
The black truck turned and stopped, and then this guy stopped. Like, who stopped first, you know?
So, black truck stopped first, of course, because it's like he slammed on brakes, because like I said, I'm slowing down, of course, me and the other car. We're right behind each other, though, so that's why we're, like, right on top of them.
Right.
Because it's like, dude in the black truck, white truck was already in right lane, so he could turn.
Yeah.
Black truck jumps in front of him, turns too.
Okay, all right. So from what you're saying, it sounds like the black truck maybe didn't have any business turning down this road, but he saw the white truck slowing down to make his turn, and that's whenever he jumped in front of him?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's the detective again, just so we're clear. What do you feel like she's describing there?
So right there, I feel like she's describing that Mr. Spivey saw the decrease in speed for Mr. Boyd as he was going to make that turn, and then Mr. Spivey jumped in front of him to get onto Camp Swamp before he did.
He cut across lanes to make that turn.
That's what it sounds like she's saying.
Okay, let's go.
I'm assuming, like, I don't know, because I was like, man, I hope you don't think, like, white trucks, being an instigator or anything, because he was already in that lane, you know? But it just looked like they were both going the same way, or either he just, you know, like you said, kind of went out of the way, and stopped right there in the middle of the road, and I'm like, oh my God, what's the holdup? Like,
Did you see, I know you were behind the line, that was a bigger truck. Could you see, when the black truck stopped, could you see anybody outside the truck? Outside the black truck?
The way that we were able to know, only because, like, where the red car was, I was kind of, like, not in the other lane, but my tire was kind of on the yellow line, so the way I was angled, I could just see the glass shooting off.
Okay.
So I couldn't, that's why I was like, I don't know if he got out of the truck or if he was leaning out of the truck shooting at the white one.
Okay.
So.
Could you see if anybody was out of the white truck yet?
No, nobody was out yet, because I was like.
So when you heard the shots, nobody was outside the white truck yet?
No.
Okay, just give me 1 second right now.
You're good, you're good. I know it's a lot.
No, you're doing great.
I'm trying, I ramble a lot, so I'm trying not to do too much.
It's easier for us when you do that because a lot of people get like super nervous or anxious and won't talk.
Yeah.
So, let's go back to this. White truck, and so you said, do you remember about how many shots you heard?
Oh God, I don't want to exaggerate, but it was more than 7.
Okay. And it was rapid, like pop, 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 pop.
I mean, back to back, just like how to say it, dumping the clip on.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was like.
Did it sound like a pistol or a rifle or?
More like a pistol. Reason why I say that is how I said my boyfriend has one. And I've heard him going to the shooting range and doing that.
Okay.
So.
And you said you saw glass flying?
Yes.
Was it from the white truck where the glass was flying?
Yeah. So the guy in the black truck was obviously shooting, and it looks like dust, you know, just and it's going everywhere. And I'm like, that's why I started screaming. I was like, oh my God, he's shooting. And I was like, I don't want him to kill me.
Yeah.
Because I just think of it as like, what if that wasn't me? I mean, what if the white truck wasn't there and he seen me going that way and he's slamming brakes in front of me and I wouldn't have had time to turn around. What if, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Okay. And you're not hurt, right?
No,
Was your car hit at all?
I thought it was, I think like a shell just ricocheted because I thought he shot my car at first and I was like, oh my God, I think he shot my car. And she was like, get out of there. And I was like, I am. But the officer checked me completely. I mean, checked my car all the way around. He said, it don't look like there's no holes. And I was like, good. I said, must have been just a shell or something popped off of my car. The way that he was shooting recklessly, like at the white truck. But
Okay.
yeah.
Let me ask you this: when you saw the glass from the white truck shattering, what did you see happen next? Did you see the driver of the white truck get out?
I honestly, no sir, I honestly didn't. Time I seen the glass shattering and I started yelling with the operator, I immediately like
And
spun
that's when
my
you drove
car
over there.
So I actually, the way that we were in the middle of the road, the next one down, I parked right there, turned on my caution lights, and sat on the phone with her the whole time.
Okay.
Until, yes, until the one of the officers, he came and talked with me, and he told me to pull right there. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's just the next one.
Okay, so you didn't. So you saw the glass flying, but you didn't actually see who was shooting who, right?
Right, I knew it was coming from the black, like I said, black
Yeah,
truck, of course.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the ones in the white truck, they were still in there and everything.
Okay.
I didn't know that they got out or not.
Okay.
So,
Detective Quick, did she mention at any point of this that the occupants of the white vehicle ever got out of their car?
No, sir.
Who did get out of their car, did she tell you? Did she mention that either anybody in the black or the white truck, when she saw any of them get out of their vehicle?
I don't believe so. The best of my recollection, I don't think she
Okay.
saw anybody get out.
All right, let's finish.
I was just like, oh my God, is this dude in the black truck just having a shootout right here in the middle? Like, what is going on?
So I'm gonna ask you to do me a favor, okay?
Okay.
Do you mind writing what you just told me on a second? Okay. And then after that, you should be good to go. I'm gonna keep you here.
No, y'all are fine. And I have the time whenever I called the operator.
We'll get all that.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
we'll get
okay.
all that. It's probably already up on our computer, to be honest with you.
Gotcha. And I told her, I was like, I have his license plate number and everything.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Of course, because the time I seen that mess, I called. So she heard every bit of it.
All right, let's stop it there. Your Honor, at this point, I believe that this was Exhibit 7A. So for the purposes of this hearing, I'd like that in the record. I'm going to show you, Detective, what's been marked here as Defendant's Exhibit 30. Do you recognize this?
Yes, sir.
And what is this?
That is a handwritten statement that was filled out by Blaze Ward.
Is this your handwriting at the top of it?
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, for the record, I'd like Defendant's Exhibit 30 to be admitted as well.
70 is the video, Blaze Ward, 30 is the handwritten statement.
30 is a voluntary statement,
That
Your
you're
Honor.
just referring to on the screen.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, the admitted for purpose of today's hearing.
I think there may have been a mistake, Your Honor. I think this is 8, not 7. I think it's 8A, not 7.
8A.
8A is quick.
8A, Your Honor. I apologize. 8A. The video that you just watched should be 8A as opposed to 7A.
And what number was this one?
This is Defendant's 30. 30. This is a voluntary statement. Would you mind reading this voluntary statement for the court?
Oh, please.
Okay.
I can't be ready.
All right, sounds good. Last couple of questions. Did you, on that video there, was it raining outside?
It appears there was condensation that was starting. I know there was a storm coming that night,
Okay,
so it was stormy.
okay. And did you know well before the Bradley?
No, sir.
Okay. No further questions, Judge.
Ms. Moss?
Briefly, were you involved in any decisions made about processing parts of this scene at the impound lot as opposed to on Camp Farm Road?
No, sir.
Okay. You know why the decisions were made?
I believe because the weather was coming.
Okay, I mean, from your personal observation, was imminent weather threatening?
It did appear to be thunder and lightning in the distance.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, yes. Will you go back, look, since you played the video, will you go back with them? I'm sorry.
For, Alabama,
Yes, sir.
Barry Captain may be better at it than him.
most certainly, Judge. Rick, as you know.
It's a low part,
She did a wonderful job that first time, so I defer back to her.
Ten after 12. Good afternoon, Detective.
Good afternoon.
I'm gonna give you a crutch. Because this is, Mr. Moss was kind enough, it's in the record.
Okay.
When we get to talking about what Les Ward said, there was one point in the video, you put your head up and you put your eyes, hard to follow her, isn't it?
Sometimes, she
So that's the transcript of all that. And I'll call you the page and line when we get there. I want to get to the bell about. All right. So this was exhibit, I'm sorry, 30?
30. The written statement is exhibit 30.
Okay.
Not the transcription.
No, so the video at Bell and Bell.
Oh, that's
This is
8A.
32A, Mark.
32A.
Yes, 32A.
And for the court's reference, and I know that it's hard to see, Bell and Bell's on the other side of 57, right?
Well, 57 will go across both ways of Highway 9.
Correct.
But
It's on the ocean side of 57.
correct, yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. And I want you to watch it. Let me ask you while we're watching this, you're familiar with the traffic on 9, right?
Yes, sir.
And you've been in traffic when traffic was heavy and congested, not moving, or when it's kind of, I mean, I'm from Allendale, we don't have any traffic.
Right.
But how would you describe the traffic we're seeing here?
Compared to what it could be out there, it's not that bad. Everything looks to be running smoothly.
All right, and the cars are stopped at the light, right?
Yes, sir.
So you've passed it, I think. We have it according to that exhibit, 5048, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we can go back.
This is defendant's 32 that they marked previously.
I'm going to see if I can open this in a way that
Scrub it.
I don't know why, but some of these videos will not allow me to scrub them, but we'll. I can't. I will pause. Play it.
Yes, please. No. All right, then. Is that Mr. Spivey's truck?
Yes, sir.
Okay. No reign of terror right here, is there?
No, sir, not appear, sir.
No Blaze Ward.
No, sir.
And just so the court's clear, I'm going to show you what I've marked as Exhibit 3. Now, this is a Google image. I'm going to submit to you, this is 57, this is 9. And is that building down there in the bottom right-hand corner, is that the Bell and Bell building?
I believe, yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So the camera's also sort of pointed back towards the ocean.
That's right.
All right. But it's not at the red light, correct?
Correct.
And what we've done here is this is the sled data that was downloaded from Mr. Spivey's phone.
Okay.
You understand that happened, right?
I did today. Was the first time I
Okay.
knew about it.
And you can see that the speed as they get into. I want to show you also what we'll mark as Exhibit 4. At the red light at Bell and Bell, what speed does Mr. Spivey's vehicle go to?
It says 0.0 for the
0.
right there.
He stops at the red light, correct?
It would appear since it says
No reign of terror, no holy hell, no chasing, nothing crazy right there.
It would appear based on its 0.0 miles an hour. That
Right.
he-
It would appear that sometimes Miss Ward misspoke, didn't she?
It's possible.
Well, it's more than possible. I mean, you know that when she, for instance, towards the end of the video, when she said that she saw the dust fly, and that's how she knew that Scott Spivey was shooting, you know now, and you knew then that was not what happened, right? You knew that the defendant shot through their windshield.
At the time of me interviewing her, I had no idea what actually happened.
Okay? But you know now.
I know now through the course of the investigation what took place.
Okay. And the words that she said on the video that we watched were incorrect, right? That she saw Scott Spivey shooting, or she saw the glass flying off the windshield.
Change gears on, rephrase the question. I know what you're getting at, but you went from this picture to.
Sure. My point is that when she says what's happening in the intersection at Bell and Bell, from the video and the GPS information, there's nothing going on at the intersection or before the intersection of Bell and Bell.
Right, I agree.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You were not the primary detective on this case, were you?
No, sir, that's correct.
And in fact, you told Ms. Ward that you weren't the primary detective when you started your statement.
Yes, sir.
And that's just sort of a preliminary statement, right? I mean,
Right.
You do that to try to capture what's there.
Right.
What people say happened.
Right.
And if the primary detective decides that we need whatever that witness may know about, then they would go back and conduct follow-up interviews.
Sure.
And you told the court about one of the jobs you were tasked with was to get a search warrant,
Yes, sir.
right? I'm going to mark it as Exhibit 5. Thank you. Let me show you. So the first page is a cover sheet.
Yep.
And then we have your affidavit, right?
Yes, sir.
And in the affidavit, you asked for a description of the property that you saw, and I think I highlighted it there for you. Any property, including phones, et cetera, that may belong to the victim or the suspects.
Yes, sir.
But this was specific to Mr. Spivey's vehicle, right?
This was Mr. Spivey's vehicle.
And that's a standard request. I mean, when you said I went and typed up it, you used a form, right?
Yeah, we have a template.
Yeah. And the template includes that language to get any property, including, they got it up there on the screen, any property, including phones, et cetera, that may belong to the victim or.
Yes, sir. Or the suspect.
Yeah. And that's just a standard procedure that you all follow, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to show you. Have you ever seen the search warrant application for Mr. Boyd's vehicle?
I have not.
Okay. Well, you look, I'm going to mark it as Exhibit 6 and just ask you, it has the same language in it, correct? It's on the screen. I'm sorry. But I highlighted it for you.
Okay.
Same language.
Yes, sir.
Phones, etc. That include tablets, wouldn't it?
Right.
Any electronic
Any
devices.
electronics.
And whether or not you were able to access those in your investigation or you needed a subsequent warrant, the point of it is you take those devices to gather that information before anything can happen to it, right?
Sure. Yes,
That's
sir.
the normal way that it's done in Horry County.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You don't let the suspects keep their phones, do you?
No, sir. If we have enough to take it, then we'll take it.
Yeah. Well,
Or get a search warrant.
well, if you get a search warrant, then you at least had reason to believe that there was a reason to take the phones at the scene, right?
Right.
I mean, the fact that they subsequently get a search warrant for Mr. Boyd's phones would indicate that y'all had reason to believe that you needed to get them, right?
I would agree.
Okay.
Obviously, it was Detective Jones,
Yes.
I think, that did all that.
Now, I had these little junky Post-it notes that my helpers were giving me, but they keep falling off this pad, so I don't think that there's a snowball's chance that they're going to stick to this exhibit. So I want you to help me, and we're going to try to help the judge. I'm only using this map because it's bigger than their map, okay? So this is the intersection where Minuteman is, correct?
Is that 905?
Yes.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay. And how about this? How about, and I'm not going to hold you to exactly where it is, but if you tell me, and I'll make a mark, and I want you to just note Minuteman. You can just note it. And I'm not, look, just generally. I just generally want to be able to locate it.
Okay. I would say around,
It's actually at the intersection, correct?
I believe so. I think it's right there at the intersection.
Okay, that's fine. So somewhere right in here, at Long's.
Yeah.
Okay, just write Minuteman if you
Okay,
would.
I'm sorry.
And the fireworks stand that y'all talked about, where is it?
It was further down. I don't know exactly where it's at on Highway 9, but it was further down, closer to Loris.
Okay.
Away from the view.
Yeah, I don't know either. And then Colonial Charters is somewhere right in here?
I believe so. I'm not familiar with that neighborhood, so I don't know exactly where it would be, but it's
Okay,
somewhere in that.
that's fine.
general area.
We won't do it then. So let's just, you can take it there. Miss Ward clearly told you she didn't see anybody outside the black truck when it stopped, right?
I believe so, yes, sir.
She didn't see Scott Spivey point or fire a weapon, did she?
I don't believe she ever told me that.
Right. She told you she just assumed he was firing a weapon because she saw the glass fly, correct?
Right.
Now, there were a number of things that I've handed you that transcript,
Yes, sir.
okay? And it's probably gonna help you. Look at page 5, somewhere around line 14.
You said 14, Mr. Clifford?
Yeah, start at 1. So Bell and Bell, that's whenever he's passing me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. But we don't see her in Bell and Bell, correct?
Correct.
And the white truck was already in traffic at Bell and Bell, correct? That's what she says.
I'm sorry, what line is that?
It's right after 1.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. And what she says is that Mr. Spivey was driving crazy at that point in time.
Yes, sir.
But you concede with me, at least the GPS information shows that he was stopped at the red light and then he proceeded from there.
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. I'm going to show you. Mr. Martin asked you, and you just consider that next red light, that's Colonial Charters, right?
I believe so.
Okay. And this is the same map. We've just now moved up to Colonial Charters. There's the intersection.
Got it.
Correct?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. And these are Mr. Spivey. This is downloaded by SLED and plotted on here, but these are Mr. Spivey's speeds as he's going through there. And starting before you get to the red light, at the red light, and then after the red light, you agree with me, he's going about 62 miles an hour.
Yes, sir.
All right. And you agreed, and I can tell you where it is, it's page 8, line 7, that she told you she was going, when she started from that light, about 35-ish.
Yes, sir, she did say that.
35-ish. 60 by 35-ish. And you don't have a whole lot of time, do you?
I agree, correct.
You're not riding along, tapping on the window, pointing if you're going 30 miles an hour faster than the person you're passing, are you?
I mean, you could, but it'll be fast,
And it'd be hard to see.
possibly.
Yeah. But there's no question that when he goes through that intersection, he's going at least 62 miles an hour.
Yes, sir.
And the speed limit there is what?
Honestly, I don't even, 45, I don't.
Okay. Now, she also said, go to page 12, that the black truck kept stopping. It's okay. Never mind. Go to page 13, line 1. And that was the discussion where there was this confusion. Mr. Martin asked you about this other white truck. But what she clearly said is that they turned off. And the they she meant was the black truck and the white truck driven by Mr. Boyd, right?
Yes, sir.
And she saw that, correct? That's what she told me.
That's what she told me.
And not only did she see that, she could see them stop, and that's what she told you from Highway 9.
Yes, sir.
Before she got up there. Right?
Yeah, I don't know at what point, but she did say that they were both on Camp Swamp. She saw them.
All right. So let's go back. I want to show you Defendant's Exhibit 33.
Yes, sir.
And this was the photo from the video. This is the fireworks stand. And the time is 17:55:23. Now, you don't know if that time is synced with 911 or the GPS or anything, do you?
Right, I don't know if it was a delay or ahead or
Right,
anything like that.
right. But it's irrelevant because it shows here's the black truck.
That's right.
And Mr. Boyd's truck's in very close proximity.
Right.
And the fireworks stand is up in here, correct?
Yes, sir.
Above these areas where they're going 100 miles an hour, even 113 miles an hour. And that's how close he is at that point in time.
Yes, sir.
And when I say he, I mean Mr. Boyd in relation to Scott Spivey's vehicle.
Yes, sir.
All right. And the time, regardless of whether it's accurate or not, the seconds is 23 seconds.
Yes, sir.
And then how many seconds later is it before Miss Ward gets there?
11?
11, good. I couldn't add 200 plus 100 one time in front of a jury, so that's good. 11 seconds behind. And so let's assume that she stays 11 seconds behind until they get to Camp Swamp Road. And what are we, 2 miles from Camp Swamp Road, more or less?
Give or take.
So whatever that half-mile distance is, she saw the two vehicles not only turn, but she saw them stop, correct?
Right.
And if you can see that area where Scott Spivey's truck was stopped, approaching, you agree with me that he couldn't ambush anybody who was going to turn on that road, could he?
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
If you can see where he is stopped on Camp Swamp Road, well before you get to it, he's not ambushing anybody. Everybody can see. Right?
Yeah, I mean, everybody gets see.
Yeah, that's right. That's the point. Now, and I think you agreed with me before, when they played that, and it sounds like Scott jumped in front of some other white, all that, she just speculated. I mean, you're just speculating about what she was actually trying to say, right?
Right.
Defendant's Exhibit 30 was her written statement.
Yes, sir.
You agree with me that she says there, as me and the other cars pass through traffic, and she's related that happening all the way back at Colonial Charters.
Right, right.
So whatever happened between these vehicles, it starts way back here, closer to Bell and Bell, than it does all the way up here at Minuteman or 905.
Right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's all I have. She wants me to get him to initial where he put on that.
Okay, anything else, Mr. Omar?
Pen or Sharpie doesn't matter, anything, just.
You got a couple of redirect.
Thank you, shut those mouths.
You don't know.
Yes, sir.
Just to be clear, I want to go back to your interview with Blaze Warren. Going back to your interview with Blaze Warren, it's clear to you from listening to it and knowing what you know now that she was not attempting to mislead you in any way, but she may have been confused about what she had saw at the shooting.
Yes.
For instance, she interpreted, and correct me if I'm wrong when you're understanding, she interpreted the glass coming off of the windshield as it was being shot, not that shots were coming out of it. Is that correct?
That was my understanding when she said that.
Understood. But there's no doubt about anything, about some of the things she told you. She stated some of those things very clearly.
She did, yes.
Scott Spivey pointed a weapon at her.
She did say that.
Scott Spivey was driving crazy.
Yes,
Scott Spivey ran Weldon Boyd off the road.
yes,
She was concerned for Weldon Boyd.
correct.
Obviously, then would be concerned for herself and others in traffic.
Right.
No further questions, Judge.
Anything, small?
None, Your Honor.
All right, let's step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Everybody agrees good time for lunch break? Yes, sir. Okay. That's gonna be unanimous decision either way. All right, by that clock, 26:07 to 1, give them time for lunch. 2 o'clock, good for everybody?
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
officer, we have no problem releasing it from their subpoenas for this particular hearing. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Judge.
All right, we're good. 2 o'clock, I think,